Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And I am going to show you some fun, easy cards today. First of all, if you're joining me today, please say hello whenever you pop on. And as we get started here, I would like to do a couple reminders. One is we are down to the last 3 weeks or so of the September to December mini catalog. Lots of great products in here. Some are carrying over, some are retiring. The ones that are retiring are available in our last chance promotion. That means that you will be able to order them through January 3rd while supplies last. So if you're interested, pop onto my website at nancysniftynotes.com and click on the Shop Stampin' Up! Link at the top menu, and you will get to go see everything that's available. It's also time to get these wonderful catalogs into your hands. If you're here in Australia and are not working with a demonstrator or would like to switch to me as your demonstrator, I'd be happy to get these to you. We have our new January to April mini catalog, all kinds of fun stuff in there. I've shown you some of it in my unboxing video that I got about 2 weeks ago. And also Celebration, which starts on the 4th of January. This catalog also goes live the 4th of January. And this Celebration is the 2-month January-February promotion where for every $90 you spend, you get basically a credit to choose something from this catalog. A couple of them take 2 credits, $180 spend, but most of them are a $90 spend. Some of them coordinate with products that are in the mini catalog. Some work great on their own and are intended to be used mixed and matched with other things. So lots of fun stuff. Celebration is a great time to shop. It's also a great time to join my team. There's a couple fantastic promotions available with that. So if you're interested in learning about that, let me know. I will have those out in my newsletter as well, which you can sign up for on my website, nancysniftynotes.com. Anyhow, if you're here, please say hello. I am not seeing that anyone has joined me yet, but that's fine. And for some strange reason, Facebook has gone back to only having my live video in the portrait position, so I apologize that it's sort of a skinny view here. I will do my best to keep everything right in here so that you can see it. Unfortunately, you're not going to need to see too much detail, I don't believe. So today I am using primarily one of the dies from Merriest trees. We may get into using a sentiment or something from it as well, but I used the largest tree die, and you've probably seen here, these are supposed to be off camera, but they're not because, thank you, Facebook. One of them I just cut out plain, and then I realized that if I stamped and then cut out, I could use, these are the positive images. They are, stamped and then cut out. This one is stamped in Old Olive with Mossy Meadow over it for the detail, and this one is Granny Apple Green with Garden Green on top, and then this one is just plain. We may get to using those later, but I wanted to show you what you could do with what we call the negative space. So these are the ones that I cut out from, and it's just basic white, and it's cut my second layer down. What do I mean by that? So in metric A4 paper, your card base is going to be 14.9 by 10.5 across for your card front, and then the next one down would be 10 by 14.4. This one is 9.5 by 13.9. In inches, that would be, 5.5 by 4.25. So then 5.25 by 4 and 4, and then 5 by 3.75, 3 3/4. That would be the equivalent of this to get this negative piece that we're going to use. And it's negative because that's the negative space. This one I went ahead and put through an embossing folder as well. Hi Gladys, thanks for joining me here. And I can hear we've got some rain and maybe a little rumble of thunder too. We have had some weather, incredibly humid. Just as I was starting to fall asleep last night, a massive thunderstorm with torrential rain came barreling through. And then this morning, so humid that the rooms that I have air conditioned today, they had all condensation on the outside, and everything else is just muggy. So what am I doing with these negative space pieces? What I'm going to do is put some designer series paper behind it. I'm going to start with this one. And I think I'm going to bring in a Granny Apple Green card base. And let's see here. And this morning has been a little crazy because Nicole's dog Booth has been poorly, and we needed to get a urine sample to the vet this morning. So I was up early, she got up at a decent time, and she got the urine sample, and I ran over there in the little car share car towards the end of rush hour, and picked it up and took it to the vet. And yeah, made it back here for doing this with you guys. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I actually want that on an angle. I think that's going to be pretty cool looking. I can figure out the best way to get that on there. And it's just big enough. This is a great thing to do to kind of use up, not kind of, but to use up your scraps. And you have to, it's going to be kind of funky angles because I need to get it on everywhere. You can see, especially if I put it on the colored back. Oh, excuse me. Pollens are high. Everything is just going nuts here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back to here. I tried this earlier and I really thought that I had it so that it would fit on here. No, it won't like that. It will at an angle, but just kind of by the skin of its teeth, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yep. So what I'm going to do, and when I stamped this one, I got ink from the edge of the block on it, but that's okay. I just flipped it over. It doesn't matter which side is up for this. So for this one, I am going to go ahead and adhere it flat to the back because it just barely makes it on there. So I don't want it popped up so you can see where the edge of the paper is. Oh, with all my running about, I had to get a prescription for Booth, and while they were filling the prescription, I picked up some things at the grocery store in the same shopping center for Nicole. It just on and on. And then I do try to stack up my errands when I have the car, because I don't always with this car share. There, that is on there. And now I'll just trim off these excess bits of paper. So sadly, Booth is not doing well at all. And it's going to be a very tough time here shortly, I believe. Okay, so how fun is that? I think that's pretty fun. Oh my goodness, my hands don't work. So here's an idea of how it's going to go. Before I stick that down, I think it's just going to go flat on there. I'm going to try to get an idea of what I'm going to do for a sentiment and such. And I need to blow my nose, so I'm going to try to mute this for a second so that you guys don't have to hear that. There we go. Thank you. Stay down. Oh, how humid it is. I have the air on here in my craft room, but oh no, I hadn't stuck that down yet. That's right. Remembering what I'm doing here. Always good. Okay, so let's bring in something blingy. Not sure I want to do more Granny Apple Green, but let's see if we wanted to add that behind. What sentiment might we use here? There's Merriest trees. Hoping your home was filled with the spirit of the season is a possibility. I've got lots of other sentiments here too. I keep hitting my head on this phone that's in a place that I don't anticipate being. I like this one from Trucking Along. This one's wishing you a festive Christmas. I like the size of it. I like the script of it. Let's find a block. Find a bigger block. And find the right size strip. I have lots of strips of cardstock from cutting down into these layers. So, a reminder, if you are just joining me, please do say hello. I'm going to bring in this blueberry bushel, which is this darker blue that's there. Go. Snip that off. And some of this, I think. Sorry, I can concentrate or chatter. I don't seem to be able to do both. Oh my goodness. Or I can just cut everything wrong. Maybe we're going to make that a design feature. I think so. So I find it hard to stick onto glimmer paper with glue. Actually, it's impossible to stick onto glimmer paper with glue. So tear and tape, I think, is the way to go. Or Seal Plus, but I seem to be not adept at using that product either. So I'm going with I want to make sure we could see that blue, because that's tying in there. I am going to go ahead and glue this down. Because this is so deeply embossed, you need to be sure to use plenty of glue, or certainly put some in the middle, especially since we've got the paper there that's not embossed. And let's see if I can begin to get this straight and centered. It better there, I think. And that I think I'm going to do with some dimensionals. So, like I said, if you're here, please do say hello. I love to know who's following along. There we go. Wishing you a festive Christmas. I think I'm going to leave it there. That's one. I will put something inside. Let's do another one. I've got this paper and this one that I have not embossed. And let's see which. You could do all kinds of options for a card base. We could do white, but I think the red, real red, would be great. No, real red. That didn't take long to figure out. So I think for this one, I'm going to try popping it up. So we're going to put some dimensionals around the die cut. Be sure it stays up. And then probably each of these. Let's see how that goes. So, everybody getting ready for Christmas? I feel like I'm running behind, but I usually feel that way. And I'm going to stand up here to get the best look over the top that I can. That's close. And then we're going to glue it onto the card base. Once you know what you're doing, it gets faster. So that it becomes pretty easy to production line these. So, what are we going to add to this one? Oops, sorry. Bring in this piece again, and my real red. Now we'll see how well I can do here with lining things up. So this is from the Merry and Bright stamp set, and this one is Merry. And let's see if I can get Christmas lined up well there. I think I could be happy with that. I'm going to do it one more time because I've got two different ideas. There's Christmas. And there's Merry. And I know here in Australia, I really should be doing Happy Christmas, but sometimes it's hard to overcome your upbringing. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just snipping off kind of as evenly as I can here. Sorry, I'm doing my thinking on camera, which probably isn't useful for you guys. I'm going to switch to these. So there's Mary. Christmas. Oh, Gladys, good for you to be finished. I think I'm going to like that. Yep. So I have these little strips left over from paper pumpkin kit, so I'm going to use those. And let's do some embellishments, I think. I think just some rhinestones. Come here. There we go. Let's see if I can get my light a little better for you here. Bring that up a bit. There we go. See if I can get a little bit of, good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. You ready to do one more? Since I've got one more of those blank ones. So this is pretty funky paper. Oh, yeah, so the other one I was thinking of doing with, similar to this one, but I'm thinking it'd be fun to do that one. I like this very modern. I was thinking about going Yeah, I don't think we gain anything by it peeking out. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off here. What do you think? And again, I think I'm going to pop that up. And now I've got birds singing and the sun shining. It's going to get hot and still stay humid. You've got a chance of more thunderstorms later today. I don't think it actually did thunderstorm just now. I think that was just something outside that was rumbling. And I had not heard of this until I moved here, but we've got an asthma thunderstorm warning for today. And I had not heard of asthma thunderstorms, like I said, before moving here. And that is because we're going to have high winds coming over the continent to us. Most of the time we get our winds over the water, but we're going to have very high winds coming over the continent, and it's going to have a lot of grass pollen in it, and it's going to impact people who have allergies and tend towards asthma, strangely enough. And apparently it can just kind of overwhelm people and the ambulance system and the whole bit. It was pretty deadly apparently back in 2016. So yeah, we'll see what happens today. Okay, so I've got a couple of the dimensionals sticking out there. I'm going to put some glue on the Designer Series paper, and that should hopefully hold everything down. Okay, and now let's figure out how we're gonna do this one. Still thinking. This one says, "Make it merry." And I'm going to find a block. Scrap of cardstock. And that's in the Melon Mambo. And just a minute. Oh, now the question. Deckled circles or stitch circles? What do we think? I think we're gonna go deckled. Figure it out. Okay, I'm going to cut these out and I will be right back. There's one. Okay, so that is the Melon Mambo foil. What do you think? Yeah, Gladys, I saw you guys had all that smoke from the forest fires. I was glad not to have that happening here, although they keep saying we're in for a bad bushfire season here this summer, but so far in Victoria we've been okay. Though I don't know if you guys remember, in 2019 we had those really bad bushfires out on the east of the state. Again, glue you can use on the foil, but it's so slick. I find it slides around a lot, and if you get glue on the foil where it can be seen, you'll never get it off. So I'm gonna put that one there, I think. So one of the towns that was really badly impacted, where it's the one where people were going into the ocean to escape the flames, is called Malakuta. And then a couple weeks ago, they didn't have a bushfire. They had really torrential rains and flooding, and there was a land, they call them land slips here, what we would call a landslide. And they got cut off for the better part of a week or so. So I'm not sure that's a place that I really want to ponder living. Might be nice to visit if you could time it right. Anyway, yeah, let's bling that one up too. Just have a couple of these left in the Melon Mambo, but I have some in the white. That could be good on there. These are the iridescent adhesive backed discs. We made lots of good use of many of them. Maybe we'll go multicolor, because why not? I'm always so bad at this, as in placing embellishments. Da, 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 da. I don't know what I'm doing, but here we go. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. There we go. I really like that. In the end, I think that's pretty awesome. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 3. I should do them this way, shouldn't I? So you can actually see them. And I will do something else with those and show you somewhere sometime. They all have a little bit of sparkle. They're all using up, these two in particular are using up bits of paper that I'm not sure I would have used otherwise. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And remember, if you need catalogs or product, nancysniftynotes.com is where you can go and find links to get all of those things, or email me at nancy@nancysniftynotes.com. So I will be back hopefully same time, same place next week. That is my plan, and I will see you then. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.